Hello YouTube, FilmBuff06 here. Just thought I'd do a review of Enid this time. For those of you who don't know what Enid is, it is a biographical TV drama first broadcast on the 16th of November 2009 on BBC 4. It was directed by James Hawes, who directed 3 Doctor Who episodes, one of which was a two-parter, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances, with Christopher Eccleston, and School Reunion. That was in series 1, and School Reunion in series 2 with David Tennant. Now, Enid, of course, is based on the life of beloved children's author Enid Blyton, who of course is very well known in the UK as the author of the likes of The Famous Five, Mallory Towers, Secret Seven, and the Noddy books. Before I start, I'd have to confess that I haven't been a fan of Enid Blyton's work. I do know one of her works, Noddy. I haven't read the books. I've only watched the different TV incarnations, and I thought I'd watch this film because I thought it would be kind of an interesting look at this remarkable woman's life. Now, after watching this film for the first time, I started to do some more research on her life. I went through different mini documentaries, different websites, and I came across this in-depth biographical website from the Enid Blyton Society, owned by the Blyton estate, which is Corian, and I've condensed it into a 3-page Microsoft Word document that I'm gonna read a few tidbits from, just for time. So Enid Mary Blyton. So here we go. Enid Mary Blyton was born on the 11th of August 1897 in East Dulwich, South London. When she was 12, her father left the family in pursuit of another woman, and that scarred her. And that really emotionally scarred her, really traumatized her. When she was growing up, she always knew she wanted to become a writer for young children, and but in order to do that, she had to train to become a teacher to gain a more closer access to the children that she knew she wanted to for whom she knew she wanted to write for. She had 2 husbands, one of which was one of her first publishers, Hugh Pollock, and that marriage turned out to be gradually really unhappy, although she gave birth to 2 daughters from that marriage, which who are called Gillian and Imogen. then her second marriage was happier. It was to this this nice surgeon called Kenneth Fraser Darrell Waters, who was partially quite deaf because of an incident during during World War One. Enid had a chance to have the baby boy that she wanted with Kenneth when she found out she was pregnant, but tragically she miscarried after falling off from a ladder. And then a crucial personal family moment in her life incidentally caused her health to deteriorate, and in 1968 she passed away in her sleep. She passed away in her sleep at the age of 71 in 1968. Now, a lot of people said of her, a lot of her critics have accused her works of being racist, sexist, but not sexist, not quite misogynistic, like I know Michael Bay does in his movies, but really harmlessly sexist, I would say. And the portrayal of her characters as acting like real criminals, and I would say that her novels were of their time. I mean that's the only conclusion that you could come to, that they were of their time. Now the film opens where Enid is attending an interview with the BBC Radio before she reads her first ever book, The Secret Island, to a group of children, and we flash back to the scenes of her childhood that I mentioned, which leads me to one of my nitpicks with this movie, is that they were rushed. They could have been more developed. That they could have been more developed. I'm sorry I'm repeating myself a bit, but that's why I kind of feel about that. Then we have her as an adult, and how she fares as a writer and as a mother. As a writer, she is fantastic, but as a mother, she isn't quite so fantastic. She kind of neglects her two children over her. She prefers her fame over her children, which sort of defines the term workaholic, which was kind of what she was in her personal family life. Now, what did and I don't mind, and so many critics have accused the way Blyton is written in the film as being like making her as one-dimensional, as kind of shallow, almost the bad guy in this film. I don't mind I don't mind it at all. And because Helena Bonham Carter herself, yes, Helena Bonham Carter herself plays Blyton. She does perform it brilliantly. But I have no problem with the writers, with how the writers wrote Blyton as a character. The other performances around Blyton were very, very good. Ramona Marquez sort of did good. I mean, for those of you who don't know who she is the young, the female Brockman child in Outnumbered, and Princess Margaret in The King's Speech, in which Helena Bonham Carter plays the Queen Mother, of course. What else is there to say? Denis Lawson, where Antilles himself does a good job as Kenneth Waters. Claire Rushbrook also does good as the maternity nurse, Dorothy Richards. Matthew Macfadyen, he also does a very good job as Hugh Pollock, and he actually is one of my choices to replace Daniel Craig as James Bond. He just has that sort of James Bond. Sorry, he has that sort of he has the sort of intensity needed for the role, which I think is I think he might relive. He looks like he might relive what Timothy Dalton did so brilliantly with the character in Living Daylights and License to Kill. But who knows? But who knows? Maybe in the near future he will. I've said much about the performances. How about the technical aspects? James Hawes does a fantastic job directing this. Nicholas Hooper's music is beautiful. The production design is marvelous. The locations were good. Beautiful is the better word. Sorry. Blimey. The costumes were good as well. What can I say? The editing is great. The editing is great. I've already praised Bonham Carter's performance. I don't think it's the best Bonham Carter performance I have seen. I think that there are much more better. There are much more better roles that she's done. And this doesn't follow. And what I like about this this biopic is it doesn't follow the same formula as most biopics do. Takes the person from the beginning of his or her life to his or her death. We don't see Enid being born, no, and of course we don't get to see her her dying, but there is a disclaimer at the end that does say that she did die, that she did die. So that was kind of good enough, really. Good enough without showing her actually dying on screen. I think I've completely run out of things to say about this TV movie. So in conclusion, I would recommend this to Enid Blyton fans, to Helena Bonham Carter fans. I mean, you should really, really enjoy it. You should give it a really, really good watch. So that's it for my review. So what do you think of Enid Blyton as a writer and as a person? Have you read some of her books as a child, or any of her books as a child? If so, which ones? Or if you're not a fan of Enid Blyton, please tell me why. Alternatively, if you're a Helena Bonham Carter fan, what roles do you like her in? What roles do you like her in? And yes, feel free to comment below and let me know what you think. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my awesome channel. And until next time, take care, everyone. Good night.